Okey-doke, we are back. So last time the forum lifted their enchantment that prevented them from talking about their sacred duty, and told everyone in Charlian about the moon ship. And now the final days have started here in Thamner. And we're about to go fight a big monster called a blasphemy. So let's do that. Who should we take? Thancred and the twins. That'll work. Alright. Let us begin. People running away. Uh-oh. Oh, there's Breacher up there. Fighting. So these look a lot like the things we fought in the recreation of Naught back in Shadowbringers.
You're mine!
Because they are basically the same thing.
You underestimate me!
Sounds when they die.
My friends, heed me. These are children of Thavner. Forgive me. I could do them no harm.
Oh, you're gonna have to get over that, Rachel.
You cannot stop us!
This is one of those dungeons where everything's like way too much health.
You cannot stop us!
Only one more. That can go. Alright.
If this is the only way,
It is. You are a great worm. Do some.
I shall silence the beasts of the air. Pray continue onward.
Alize just said I can't imagine what he must be going through. Which, fair. But still.
cannot stop us!
My turn.
Is it your turn? Is it really?
You're mine!
Continuing onward through this burning jungle. Oh look, more monsters.
You're mine!
Stay. Ah, no one's staying in that. Elfno, why is half your health gone? Okay, moving on. Oh, here we have the first boss. It's just a person. Oh. Oh no, they turned into a thing.
There!
So I think we want to stand on the mountain first. Yep. That's what we wanted to do.
You're mine! Now! You underestimate me!
Good now. Close mountain, okay. It's like the first time that mouth on the floor has ever been a mechanic. They just kind of... The idea is to learn through trial and error. Screw it up the first time, get on the wrong mount. That little spinny thing over my head means I can move in the wrong direction. I got hurt. Trying to avoid that because I had
You
a
cannot
concussion
stop
thing on
us.
my head.
You're mine! There! You now!
To the right again.
You underestimate me! On time!
I was able to do this great.
My turn.
right that time.
I have you now.
Go. I've defeated it.
What is this vile presence I sense?
Oh no.
The
Dead.
horde draweth near. Be on your guard.
Please stop turning into monsters. Okay. Working our way through. Go. Found the village. That is very much on fire. You alright? Oh, that elephant mom just turned into a monster. We have to sit here and watch as her kids, having seen her turn into a monster, turn into one too. So yeah, if you thought the game wasn't depressing enough yet, now it's introduced people turning into monsters against their will with no recourse but to fight them.
You're mine.
Mitre.
You now.
Okay. Well, that was sad.
I have you now.
But, you know, that's why Reacher is reluctant to kill any of these things. Because he knows that they were all, you know, his people not that long ago.
might!
They just have so much dang health.
You underestimate me!
That group is done. More treasure. And here we find the second boss.
There!
In a bubble yet.
You underestimate me!
You're mine!
Almost died because I got in that bubble too early. Now we get in bubbles. Allie's like, okay, she'll go to a different one. Good. That's what those bubbles are for. They protect you from the big fire attack.
You underestimate me!
Using the drink again. Some water. So no getting in bubbles this time.
You cannot stop us!
You underestimate me! I have you now!
Bubbles. We're trying to beat this siphoning. Fire. How does they get your own bubble?
You now!
That's not the button I want to press. Fine. Dashed across the screen. Again. Which one are you doing? Water. Alright. Now that boss is dead. On to the final leg of the dungeon. Looks like we've crossed through jungle and village and now are in sort of temple area. Oh, look at all of the creatures in the sky.
Prepare yourself! There! You cannot stop us!
Chipping away at him. Treasure? Oh. But it was only going to be something I already have in my possession. And it's a unique item, so I can't grab a second one. Hello, you weird bird things. They're even called, they even have the word terminus attached to their names, like the enemies in the creation of Amarok. What? Evil monkeys. Stop. Necrit, thank you. It took longer than it should have Necrit to get control of all of those evil monkeys. Normal attacks now, let my various cooldowns and gauges build up.
You're mine!
Banu, blasphemy. Another treasure chest on the way to the final boss. And it's something I already have in my inventory, so I can't have it. There are some mechanics in this fight that I still don't understand how to gauge, but my friends here do know how to deal with them, so I follow Elfino.
I have you now.
sure what that symbol means. Like I said, that symbol that had appeared on the screen. No idea how to deal with it. Fuddruckers. Sky means tail head. We haven't had that happen in a while. Let's try that again. Caught up. Come on, Vector.
Unite!
Let's see if we can do better this time.
You underestimate me!
So, he's gonna do the thing where he throws meteors at us. This is the gap in this one. Just gotta have a stack of vulnerability, which is not good. Gotta hope it goes away before I get hit. There are some attacks that just give you stacks of vulnerability, which make you take more damage. I gotta hope that I don't get a whole bunch of those built up over time. It's usually attacks that are avoidable that will give you vulnerability stacks. It's your punishment for not avoiding those attacks. There we go, stacking away. Which means, since we've also gotten past the point where we died last time, that should be okay. Especially because our limit gauge is about to fill up. Valley's has moves. Break.
With heart and steel! With heart and steel! With heart and steel!
Almost there. Just the red Pentagon. Oh. We defeated him before any of those attacks went off. It looked like he had level 3. That was successful. So, thank the 12. There's everyone else. Zoom back in. Get our treasure. Head out of the dungeon.
As I feared.
What is it?
The beast was there, and now it is no more. Yes?
Indeed. We saw it plain. But you didn't, did you?
I saw nothing. Not the blasphemy that perished here, nor the other men turned beasts. And because of this, I now see all too well. There is no ether. Where the creatures should be, I saw naught but emptiness.
Oh.
Emptiness? But that would mean...
Recall the words of the Watcher. 'Twas a stagnancy of ether, a cessation of flow, leading to decay and absence, that led the ancients to conclude their star was dying. This is the same phenomenon. The instant these people are seized by the transformation, their ether begins to rot and crumble away like dried mud.
Ooh.
Until, from their corporeal forms to their very souls, naught remains.
But the beast spoke with its dying breath. Surely at least a and it was endured.
Mayhap so. But even if the process was incomplete, it was little more than a faint residue.
Gods be good. You're saying they cannot be saved?
Not by any means known to me. Or by any means at all, like as not. For there is naught left to save.
They return not even to the ethereal sea.
The beasts rage on, their hunger insatiable. Even deprived of their master, they perpetuate his legacy of hate. Once proud sons and daughters of Thavnir, all of them, and now I spill their blood.
Vitra, my friends, I am heartened to see you safe.
You put your secret at risk.
Those closest to me already know the truth. A truth I must now share with one and all. Vitra, calamity has come to Radzatan. Our fair nation is rent by screams of pain and despair. More than ever, we require a strong leader to shepherd us through the storm. Reveal your true self to our people, Vitra, and guide us to salvation.
What madness is this, I-One? Thou dost forget thyself. Were we to reveal our duplicity, it would do naught but foster confusion and chaos. Nay, I shall remain the Satrap's loyal ally, and do battle with the beasts. Easing hearts and leading the people to safety is thy task, and thine alone.
Oh, come off it.
I ask that you remain at Ahewan's side, and render unto him what aid you may. I know not what lies ahead, but without you, Radzatan will not survive.
Take me with you. I am as at home fighting in the air as I am on land. Take me with you.
Were my words unclear? I require no assistance. Thy place is at Ahewan's side.
Estinian, here. It's the last thing you ever wanted. A link pearl. We'd gain much from knowing your elevated perspective. And it'll keep you from getting lonely, which I know you love.
You heard the man. Seems I'm coming with you after all.
Then I pray thy grip is iron. Be it on thy head if thou dost chance to fall.
Fair enough. Now, shall we?
It's interesting to me that depending on the dragon, Estinian chooses whether or not to ask as Nidhogg.
I fear it is as Vitra says. We will not survive this on our own. While I am loath to impose upon you again.
Because, like, with Tiamat, he was much more forceful. A bit more, you know, reminding her that he's essentially Nidhogg at this point. Then again, Tiamat is older and a bit more stubborn. Less in need of guidance and more in need of a kick in the pants, whereas Ritra's the youngest of the first brood, and maybe Estinian just sees a chance to, I don't know, be more of a big brother. This is just me theorizing.
I would insist if you did not. 'Tis the very reason. then once more I find myself without words to thank you properly. Let us return to the capital and plan our next course of action.
Taiwan. Our radiant host has eliminated the immediate threat to the city, though it pains me to know those beasts were once my own people. There is no telling when or where the next transformation might occur. We must remain vigilant and steel ourselves for whatever is yet to come. Ahewa, the blasphemy unmasked. Forgive me, my friends, but I must return to Megaduta for the time being. There, I can better manage this crisis and dispatch my troops as the situation demands. In that case, we shall carry out an investigation of our own here in the city. Mayhap the residents can tell us more about the first of the transformations and the conditions under which it occurred. If we can ascertain what exactly triggered these tragic events, it may give us some insight as to a possible solution. Time is of the essence. Let us split into 3 groups that we may cover more ground. Alice and I will see to Pax's path. Thancred and Y'shtola pray make for Dharma. I leave Arthur to Graha and Iwaska. Any information you can gather on the first blasphemy, the manifestation, and the final days here in the city would be most helpful. When we have completed our respective inquiries, let us reconvene in front of Megaduta, that we might share what we have learned with the satrap. Okay. Alright. Hello, Graha? Why did I say it like that? Shall we be off then? Arthur is home to the High Crucible of Alchemia, whose alchemists forged many of our warding spells. That seems as good a place as any to begin our investigation with. I spoke briefly with Nuhadin, the chief alchemist there, on our last visit. He should be happy to answer our queries. Graha is now accompanying us. Do we have any talkie bubbles? Nope. No conversation circles on the way there, so we can just go. Oh, this spot looks indoors, but there's a big hole in the ceiling, and I didn't know it was there until the first time I was standing here and it rained. Ah, I remember those red eyes. You were with those scions who commissioned the scales from us, yes? I welcome you back to the High Crucible. What brings you here in these troubling times? We are assisting the satrap in investigating the crisis that plagues the city. Did you happen to catch sight of any of the creatures? I did. As I was going about my work, I was disturbed by crashing footsteps so powerful that the very ground shook. I rushed outside and could not believe what I beheld. The night sky was burning. Suddenly, I heard panicked screams coming from the direction of Balshan Bazaar. In the next instant, a monstrous beast poked its head out from amidst the stalls. A handful of the Radiant rushed to the scene, only to be sent sprawling as the fiend and its minions propelled themselves skyward. So the blasphemy came from the vicinity of the markets. This knowledge may prove useful. I thank you for sharing your tale. Well, I do believe we now know where we should inquire next. To the bazaar, then. Alright. Oh, now there's a bubble in there for just talking, as opposed to the quest bubble. That's what Graha looks like when he runs. Because he's a cat. So, this is the Thavnarian weave. I must say it bears a resemblance to the traditional fabrics of Corvos. Small wonder, really, given that it's just across the water. Not that I am much of an expert in Corvosi culture, of course. I've not had the occasion to visit my ancestral home since coming to Sharlayan, and like as not, I will never reside there again. That said, in recent days I felt more acutely aware of my heritage, and grateful for it. It is thanks to my forebears that I inherited the royal eye, and with it the wisdom of ancient Alad. And so, well, I simply hope that my countrymen are safe, and one day, when the calamity is but a memory, I'd like to see Corvos again, if only once. Varsra? Forgive me, but my shop's closed until further notice. Needless to say, we've more pressing concerns these days. We've come not in search of wares, but information concerning the enormous fiend that tore through the bazaar. Did you perchance witness anything? Afraid not, my friend. I was here the whole time, so I only saw its little minions. Made a mess of the place, they did. While that was all going on, the great big one tore through the west side of the bazaar. You'd have better luck asking there. Okay. Bum, 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 Zaytoner. Is something the matter, traveler? If you're lost, perhaps I could be of assistance. Your offer is most appreciated. We are not lost. We are in need of information. Might you know anything about the gargantuan beast that rampaged through the bazaar? Aye, I saw it all, though I wish I had not. I was going about my work when all of a sudden a piercing scream cut through the air. I turned around, and there was the fiend, its massive body bursting through that entryway with the force of a tidal wave. And then it was gone, as quickly as it came. And what of you, Radvira? Sisters have mercy, what is happening to the world? What am I to do? It is nowhere safe. Settle down, friend. The danger has passed, at least for now. If it's not too painful to remember, could you tell us what you saw? First I heard the screams, then a horde of ravening beasts came charging towards us. One of them was huge, bigger than a myrid. It's a type of elephant in the game. Throwing people about like ragdolls, and it was eating them. I hid under the counter, saw others do the same, but that shrieking and wailing kept getting louder, more voices in the throng. Beasts or victims I couldn't tell. I knew not what was happening, I still don't. That is enough, my good man. You were brave to share with us your tale. Many of your fellow merchants are safe. The High Crucible too has survived, mostly unscathed. Pray stay close to your friends and loved ones, and rest your body and mind while you are able. I suspect that is the most we can expect the people here to tell us. I think it best we find a place outside the bazaar where we might rest and review our findings. This way. Bum, 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 bum. Judging by their accounts, the transformation had already occurred by the time the beast reached the bazaar. It tore through the west side of the bazaar and headed towards the Aetheryte Plaza. In other words, the blasphemy may have first appeared in this vicinity. That being the case, the people in the Mayhain can surely tell us more. Alright. Let's go there. The Mayhain? Meheim? The bar. Restaurant. The restaurant. Hello, fearful hearer. Going after that enormous beast, are you? Aye, I saw it, including the very instant that poor bastard transformed. Damn the gods for putting me there. It started over there by the window. A few men, merchants probably, talking and drinking. Conversation must have taken a turn for the worse. Next thing I know, their leader, I suppose he was, buries his head in his hands, and black mist was swirling about him. Then his whole body bursts apart, and there stands a hideous slavering beast. Massive and foul, all gaping maws and bulging eyes. His friends started shrieking, then the black mist comes again, until the change takes them too. Stuff of nightmares, I tell you. Nightmarish indeed. Incidentally, do you perchance know who those merchants were? No, I'm a decorator by trade. Not much cause to mingle with their sort. I saw Milil, the barmaid, chatting with them, though. She might know something. Won't let us talk to Milil yet. Hello, Romyra. Even after repairing all that damage, it'll take a while for business to pick up again. You mean the blasphemy? That's what the Radiant had been calling it anyway. I saw it too. We all did. I was standing here at the counter as Miraid poured me a drink, when suddenly there came this dreadful sound, like a pained, angry groan. It was unlike anything I've ever heard. I turned around in shock, and from an ominous cloud of black mist rose the creature, enormous and ghastly to behold. As for what happened next, to recall it sent shivers up my spine. By some stroke of fortune, I was able to slip outside before the beast got its claws on me. But the sight that greeted me offered no solace. The blue sky above turned red as blood. Miraid, myself, and the other survivors clung to each other for dear life until the Radiant host came to our aid. Wait, did I hear you correctly? The beast manifested before the skies began to burn. I'm certain of it. The windows here offer a clear view of the sky, and I saw nothing out of the ordinary until the beast appeared and began to rage. That person's just sitting at the table waiting for some duty or other. Oh, hello there. Welcome to Miraid's Mayhain. What can I do? What can I get you? We have come not for libations, but rather for information. You are Milil, yes? We are investigating the so-called blasphemy on the Satrap's behalf. We hear it was one of your customers, a merchant, that first underwent the transformation. What can you tell us about him? He was something of a regular here, especially of late. Kalzal was his name. We've met him. He ran his own consortium, dealing primarily in the exports of Thavnarian specialties. It's through him we met Matsya. Yes, the name rings a bell. Didn't you meet them both on your first trip to Thavn? If I recall correctly, Kalzal ran a trading operation in Yedlamad, and it was there that you made Matsya's acquaintance. Yes, that is the same Kalzal, no doubt. A rather successful man, from what I gather. That said, it was clear that he had fallen on hard times of late. Those ghastly towers popping up everywhere cannot have been good for business. Even now, with the towers gone, the collapse of the Empire has led to all sorts of problems elsewhere. The market for luxuries is surely not what it once was. Trying times for the head of a trading consortium indeed. Kalzal was a compassionate man. Even as his own business suffered, he did what he could to provide for the artisans, fishermen, and many others who counted on him to sell their wares. Indeed, that was the very topic of yesterday's meeting, as far as I could hear. Yet as they discussed matters further, Kalzal's tone grew grave and grim. It was then that... Forgive me. I would not have you recall the memory if it brings you pain. If I could, I would ask just one more thing. Did you notice anything unusual about Kalzal in particular? Please, anything at all. Sorry, nothing springs to mind. Perhaps someone else can help you. Kalzal lived for his work, and had no family that I know of. His employees and associates knew him best, but they too are lost to us. Still, perhaps his neighbors know something I do not. I can direct you to them if you believe it would help. What do you say? But that's where we'll end it for now. And next time we'll go talk to Kalzal's neighbors.